Hey there, kids! Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. That's me. I'm him. Hi. It's Tuesday. It's definitely see you next Tuesday. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fucking tired, man. Stayed up late last night working on this thing. And when I say late, I meant early. Got about 3-4 hours of sleep. So yeah, I'm a little tired right now, but we're good. We're good. Don't you worry. We're good. So got some good stuff done on the front skirts. Got the scribing pattern carved into one of the skirts. We'll duplicate it here today. Little challenging in terms of getting it done, but it's not necessarily a complex scribing pattern. It's more the part. The part is just challenging to work with simply because it's the Shiki and it has these weird compound angles and shit going on, and it's just how it is. So we'll show you here in a few seconds. First, don't forget to buy your Mecha Decals. So, yeah, was on George's live stream this morning, and he's talking about getting a haul and everything. I think from I want to say AliExpress or maybe from one of the Japanese retailers or something. And he didn't know I was on at the time, and he holds up, Hyaku decals, and I'm like, killing me. You're killing me, George. But all good. All good. Anyway, let's see. We got Bill and Brandon with us. We're doing basically we're doing Mickey Mouse roll call here. Brandon wants to know, does it keep loading for you, Bill? Keeps freezing and skipping ahead on my end. Fixed it, had to reload. Yeah, it's YouTube. I have 0 dropped frames according to OBS here, so we're looking good, nice and smooth, 5x5. Mr. Todd, Mad Havoc, he says it's working on my end. And hello, everyone. What's going on, buddy? Let's see. That would explain it to him. Yeah. Mr. Dave B. Dave, I saw that I have messages from you, but I haven't read them yet. So I will get to that post haste. Gio is with us. He says, hello, everyone, and good morning. Hi there, Mr. Geo. Let's see. Bill says, if I could get to it. Bill says, yeah, he has been ordering a lot from AliExpress, and as you can get a lot of tools that Asian modelers use for pretty cheap there and very hard to find, at US retailers. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's bad, it's like AliExpress is, similar to, well, it's easier than working with Taobao because you need, like a middleman with Taobao. But, yeah, I don't know how the prices are on AliExpress. I haven't really perused AliExpress in, God, forever. So, yeah. Let's see. Todd says, I was using the Mr. White putty this morning on seam filling, but found it to make a mess, so I'm going to start using Tamiya extra thin glue for filling seams. There we go. I meant to say. Yeah, no worries. I got it. I can read chat. Now, Dave, should I read your message, like, right away, or should I wait until after stream? I mean, you tell me. I can read it right now if we want. But yeah, I just saw several messages there on Instagram. I just haven't had a chance to actually get in and read them yet. So yeah, haven't had the time, unfortunately. Let's see. Bill says, yeah, I avoid those epoxy putties that come out as cream. Are they? I don't know if they're epoxy putty like that. They're just like filler putty. You know, I'm not a big fan of filler putty at all. Sure, now or anytime is good. Yeah, fuck it. Let's read it now. Let's do it live. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Get that out of the way. Let's get good old Instagrams. Let's see. Come on, Instagrams. Work with me here, baby. There we go. All right. Let's see what Dave's got. Oh, shit. Dave, what the fuck are you doing here, bud? Oh, my God. Oh, word. Okay. Okay. Preparing the workstation. Jesus. Oh, got it. Holy crap, dude. All right, hang on. Let me. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. 5 gallons. Jesus. 326. Okay. Yeah. Holy crap. Yeah, 60 psi I find is a really good pressure for a pressure pot, Dave. Like you've seen with like my like with my castings, that's what I cast at, is 60 psi in my pressure pot. So Dave is I don't want to give it away. Dave has a cool project going on where he bought like 5 gallons of resin. So yeah. Holy fucking shit, dude. And he sent me pictures. It's I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. Holy crap. Wow, dude. Like, that's wild. Just supplies on supplies on supplies of resin and resin accessories. Sorry, I know this isn't the most entertaining thing right now, but holy crap. The safety barrier. Oh my God, it's great. I love it. Holy crap. It's a little mini okay, I gotta show this. This is great. I hope you don't mind, Dave. This is fucking brilliant. So, Dave got a pressure pot for, you know, casting resin. And he bought these little, I guess, from what it looks like, these miniature, like, safety barriers. Oh my God, I love them. I love it. I fucking love it. Look at how adorable those are. Oh my God, it looks like it's like a hazmat site or something. He says, I kind of feel like Walter White here. I'm ready to cook. That's fucking brilliant. Holy shit, man. Oh my God, that's awesome, dude. Jesus. Yeah. But like I said, 60 psi for resin casting is a really, really good psi to pressure cast at, because like I said, in my castings, I mean, it shrinks the air bubbles down to almost nothing. So really, really good stuff there. You know, mind you, I'm not some sort of like high level expert in resin casting or anything, but just through sheer trial and error, you know, obviously make sure to use some sort of like baby powder or something like that in your molds. Just, you know, shake them up and or brush them on or something like that. Very small quantity. Little goes a long way. And that'll reduce any surface tension on the surface of that mold and any air bubbles that might be trapped, you know, or clinging to the surface. You know, they won't be able to cling on that baby powder or whatever. So, yeah. Very cool shit, dude. Very cool shit. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. All right, good deal. Brian's with us. He says, hello, everyone. What's going on, buddy? Todd says, I use 90% alcohol to remove most of it. There you go. There you go. I mean, and that's kind of a normal solvent for that type of thing. Let's see. Dave B. LOL. Yeah, that's a lot. Bill says, wait, 5 gallons, whatever it is, that is a lot for hobby supplies. Yeah, for real, right? Todd says, I just found out they're making a World War Z sequel, like to the movie? How's that going to work? I mean, I'll watch it, but holy crap. Apex Nerd, what's going on, buddy? He says, hey, all. What's going on? Enrico is with us. Hey, everyone. Watching while spraying the final top coat on the Vingagina. Diorama base painting is next. Very cool. Dave B, all good. LOL. There we go. Matt Havoc, oh my god. Enrico says, aw. Todd says that looks cool, right? The little safety barrier is awesome. It's awesome. Gio says, I found a website in Malaysia that they carry the whole paint lineup of finishers paint. They accept PayPal. That should be safe, right? Because the payment goes through PayPal. Yes. Yeah. Todd says, yes, it says that it's in the works. Interesting. Returning cast or time jump, like new cast? Do we know any of those details yet, Todd? Because I'm interested. My interest is piqued. Bill says, Gio, be careful on that. They may be legit, but watch out for shipping costs and customs. Import fees. Some customs will refuse entry due to the chemicals in the paint. That's very true, especially the solvents. So be very careful there. In terms of payment processing, I don't think anything, you know, bad there, because, you know, PayPal, I mean, you can what, dispute charges for what, 60, 90 days, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of leeway in terms of, you know, disputing a charge if need be. Yeah, what Bill says is very, very true, because I tried to order some Mr. Color paints through Taobao one time, and they didn't even honor my order. They were like, yeah, this isn't coming through customs, bud. Sorry. So yeah, be careful with that. That's kind of one of the big things there. So yeah, but anyway, all right, kids, let's get it. Let's go. Here's the piece. Let's go super zoom. All right, here we are. And yeah, this is what we got. So let's get the blocks in here and let's get this propped up a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So there is the kind of scribing pattern that we got there. I think it looks really, really quite nice. Hey. Look what I found. Look, I found the pointer. Hey. So what we got here is, I think, a pretty nice scribing pattern overall. I do like this kind of little bit here, kind of in the corner, and we've just got connecting panel lines up and down. I think that looks really, really good. So I'm very happy with this, and this, you know, kind of cues off, you know, the outside corner here, inside corner here, all of that good stuff. We also have, and they're a little hard to see right now, but there we go. You can kind of see it better. We got some lines right across here, and then some nice heavy notches there, and that all looks really good. Now I also went ahead, and you can kind of see here, lowered this surface here by a little bit, just to make this corner piece a little bit more pronounced, because obviously you've got that cutout, you know, that pre-molded kind of cutout right here along the front edge of the skirt, but I wanted to kind of echo that shape there, and that definitely gives that corner piece a lot more priority there. So I really, really like that. And then I scribed this line here, and I'm not sure if I really like that line, just, you know, straight line across. I don't know how I feel about that. We may change that. I might go back in and fill that in. And when I say will definitely go back and fill that in. But it's there for right now. We're not going to duplicate that in the next skirt. But this is what we got. I really like it. We'll go with this. So with that being said, let's get our victim in here. Now, one thing looks like I got to do. Yeah, let me sand this down just this little corner here. It looks like I forgot to do that here. There we go. Yeah, just forgot to do that. Get that nice and smooth from that filled in pre-molded detail that Bandai loves to haunt me with. Alright, so first things first, we need to get some layout lines in here, right? So we're going to refer back to this piece here. Now I want to get the inner frame off of here so we can really kind of go one for one here. And you can kind of see how these both line up really, really nicely. Whoops, of course I shifted them. How they line up really, really nicely with one another. It means that we paired these up really, really freaking well. Very, very happy about that. So we're in good shape there. Now let me get this guy off of here, and let's do a little bit of measuring. Nope, we need a 4. Yep, okay, cool. All right, so first things first. We need to get these outside lines here. This line here, this line here, this line here. We need to get those kind of set in and kind of see exactly where we are with all of that. Now to do that, especially on this surface and this surface, we're going to use just our good old 4mm scribing jig, and that should Yep, that'll compensate for this wide ass bevel here, and then get us kind of about 2 millimeters up on the actual surface there. So we're gonna do that here real quick, and we're just gonna set that right there, and there we go. All right, locked into the surface. Now we're just going to kind of just scratch a... There we go. We just scratched the surface essentially there. And we're going to do the same thing. Right there. Very, very light touch, just to get some marking lines there. Nothing crazy. So now we know exactly kind of where our lines are going to fall on this piece. So then we can do some measuring and kind of figure out where we go from there, right? So let's see. Let's get this measured here, and we are 9 millimeters from the end there. Now let me see, could it all be so perfect? Nope, it could not. Well, c'est la vie. Anyway, so 9 millimeters from this edge down is going to be the top end of our corner feature there. Double check the measurements just one more time. 9 millimeters. 9 millimeters, yes. 9 millimeters. All right, cool. So with that being said, we're going to measure over 9 millimeters. And let's give this a good... Oh, come on. Wish I had 3 hands sometimes. Swear to God. Right there. Right there. All right, cool. So, let's see. I made this little helper piece of tape here just to kind of wrap over the edge here to kind of give me a nice straight line. And right there. All right, and then refer back to this, see how far that goes into the piece. That goes in 3 mil on both sides. Yes, on both sides. Perfect. 3 millimeters. So sweet. All right. Right there. Now, what I'm doing is I'm basically just laying this out so that when we go to put tape on here, we know exactly where our limits are for this thing, right? So for this side, this is a little bit easier. I can use the T-square after I bring this line up here. Just like that. Okay, and that came in 3 millimeters on the surface as well. Very good. That's perfect. Now we just need to connect these 2 points on the layout line. And I'm gonna sneeze. One moment. Fuck a duck. Woohoo, boy. That'll wake you up in the morning. Alrighty, good deal. So now, just need to get this all important line matched up there, just like that. And there we go. We have our layout for the scribing pattern. That looks good. Very nice, very nice. Now, one other thing that I want to do here is bring this line up here. Like this. I'll tell you what, this little piece of Dymo tape that I bent, you know, at the, you know, just put a crease in. This is super freaking useful. It's better than a, dare I say, better than a scribing jig in this particular instance. Mainly because it conforms to the angle that, you know, we have already, and I can just do my layout and scribe lines and everything, and yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So I know that's really hard to see on the piece for you guys, but you can kind of see it there in the highlights, and yeah, a little bit. They're very, very light. Very, very light. But let me see how this all matches up here. Nice. Yeah, that looks really damn good. I'm quite happy with that. All right, cool. So now we have our boundaries for our lines. So we know where the lines need to, you know, stop, start, all that good stuff. So now we can commit to actually scribing these in here. So with that, we're gonna get started. 0.15, bada boom. And again, we're gonna use our little bent kind of Dymo guide here, and we're going to start with this corner piece here, because that's kind of the linchpin of this whole design. we're just basically getting the line set. And then we can really kind of go after it to depth once we got that tape out of the way. Okay. Very good, very good. Nice and straight. That's excellent. Real quick, let me, let's see. Let's get caught up in the chat, shall we? And I also want to try one other thing here before we move further. Let's see. Let's get caught up here. Gio says they told me they can ship to the US, but only 2 kilos. Okay, okay. Bill says shipping the US and getting it to pass customs are separate issues. I had a package held by customs for 90 days before they returned to sender. Never contacted me. Dude, that sucks. Fucking customs, man. He says, just do your due diligence and be ready for whatever happens. I also had packages skip customs entirely and was surprised how quickly I got them, right? Oh, man. Gio says, I don't like using other types of paint after I wasted about $200 on G paint. Blech, from G Studios. But Finishers paint super eggshell white 2 and mica red. They are really good colors. Yeah, Finishers, I mind you, I haven't really messed with Finishers too much, but I've only heard really good things about it. Super concentrated, you know, pigments and stuff from what I've heard. So, yeah. Excuse me. Let's see. Bill says, Gio, not saying to forgo ordering them, just wanted you to be prepared. Hell yeah. Gio says, yeah, I will ask first before placing an order. Hell yeah. Julius, hey, Sarge, Lieutenant, sorry, Lieutenant LT. I got your package yesterday, and I want to show you guys here what Julius sent me. Now, Julius, remind me of what we're working with here, because obviously this is, you know, Dymo, but again, what this I believe looks like clear Dymo tape. This stuff here, but then refresh my memory and what are we working with here? Because this is a different beast. Like this is like big. This is a big piece of tape. Like that dude is like monster big. You can kind of see that's bigger than the normal kind of Dymo size. That's, you know, a good 3-4 millimeters wider, and it feels a little thinner, or a little less rigid maybe, but still pretty damn good. Right now, obviously, let's see, what are we working with here in terms of the backing for this particular tape here? What do we got? Oh, that's sticky. Oh, that's super sticky. Ooh, what? Okay, well, at least the backing is super sticky. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. It's semi-clear, too. That's nice. I dig it. All right. And then what do we got here? What are we working with here? Let's check the backing on this. Yeah, this looks transparent completely. Ooh. Oh, look at that, kiddos. Well, you guys can't see it, but I can see it. There we go. If it was actually on fucking camera. Look at that. I mean, that is crystal clear Dymo tape. Say less. That's wild, yo. Oh my god. I dig that. Holy crap. Now, Julius, you gotta tell me where you dug this up from, because that's crazy. Because that's the same thing as my good old embossing tape. This stuff here, right? But it's clear, right? Holy shit. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. I'm loving this. I think we might use this today. Found it on eBay? What? That's freaking cool. Okay. Well, shit. We're going to have to test this out and see what's what. Huh. And then Julius sent me a really, really sweet, addition to this. Look at this. Look what he sent me. He sent me a San Francisco PD coin. Look at that. That's cool, right? Now, mind you, the best part's on the other side. What? Oh, man. Let's see. San Francisco Police Department Property Control Division. Nice. Evidence bag. I love it. I fucking love that. The little dude is great. The little crazy, crazy-eyed cop in his property control van. That's brilliant. That is freaking brilliant. Oh my god, that's great. Let's see. Julia says that's from the unit I was in charge of before I retired. That's cool as hell. Property Control Division. I love the cartoon. That is freaking cool as hell. And that's a heavy coin too, man. That's great. Julius, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. That was really cool. When I saw this, I was just like, "Aw, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome." So we're gonna put that back in the pouch for safekeeping, obviously. Thank you, Julius. I really mean that. That's very nice of you. Very, very cool. I love that little dude. He's drooling and everything. It's great. Oh, it's great. That's freaking great. Oh my god. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh man. All right, let's go camera one here real quick, yeah? Let's see. So, Brandon says, anyone else find Bandai's blue plastic sprue to be harder than other colors? Now, which color blue, Brandon? Are we talking the cobalt? Are we talking navy? What color blue are we referring to? Because, or is it the light blue, like the goof blue? What are we referring to here? Because I want to, test it. I want to test it. Because I got a couple different shades of blue here on some runners. And some pieces and stuff like that, and let's give it a shot. Let's see what we got going here, right? So let's give it a good old testy test. Now this is the power. Let's go camera 2. This is the, the little beads for the Goof Custom. These are the power conduits and everything. So let's see what we got here. A little sprue test. Boop. Boop. Yeah, cuts pretty good. Kind of like butter. It's the bright blue, probably cobalt. So maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. Let's see. This is from Master Grade, what is this, Double Zeta, I believe? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not bad. And we also got a runner from the Master Grade Ground Gundam. So... So you may be onto something there. I find the cobalt blue to be a tad... just a tad bit more resistance. Let me just test this one more. I don't. Well, that was a thin piece. Let's go for real, like thick ass runner here. Yeah, well, no, I don't know. It's still pretty smooth. I don't know, man. Which runner? Like, which kit are we talking about? Like, from which runner? Because I think that may end up playing a factor in it. Put these back in the runner box. Bloop. There we go. Let's see. Freaking thing. Anyway. E-Swing, what's going on, buddy? He says, hey, how's it going? I missed stream last night, went to bed early. No worries. Also, hello, everyone. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Bill says, I find white to have thicker gates. Black tends to have more issues with gates not connecting. Clear to be overly brittle. Yeah, tell me about that. And yes, blue is harder. Interesting. Enrico, he says, I used to order Mr. Color paints from USA Gundam Store, fully aware of the risks. Let's see. Bill, question for the audience.
We have a question.
Is anyone making thrusters for this week's 0 parts given assignment? If not, what are you making? What are you making? Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Enrico says the courier service would help me get them through customs somehow. Don't ask me. Yeah, well, that's a courier's job, right? He says then one day apparently customs got stricter and the courier company told me it was impossible to send my package since the paints were flammable, so now I work with what I can get locally. He says, damn, I haven't checked out the community in a while because of work. We'll try to participate. There you go. And Bill says, yeah, Enrico, a lot of countries increased customs rules on specific types of chemicals. Nice. Gotta love that. Yeah, Bill says, nice, Julius, to, you know, the tape and the coin especially. The coin is cool as shit, dude. Enrico says, true, Bill, but it's always been forbidden here. The thing is that the courier company used to sneak them in somehow. Jeez. Bill says, Enrico, can you get your hands on Mr. Leveling Thinner through local shops? If so, it can be used with certain water-based acrylics and works very well. Yeah. Water-based acrylics, I've not found any that work. Now, with alcohol-based acrylics, like Tamiya and such, those work great. They work, like, perfectly. They actually improve the characteristics of the paint in terms of the durability and also the cure speed as well, I find. And obviously, if you're using Mr. Leveling Thinner, they level really, really well. Now, Bill, what water-based acrylics have you found that Mr. Thinner works good on? Because I've tested it on several, and it thins, don't get me wrong, but the durability is just not there. I tried it with, God, what did I try it with? I tried it with Tester's acrylic, not enamel, but acrylic, like the Model Masters or whatever acrylics. And then I tried it with Vallejo, their normal line. I forget what it's called. But yeah, they're like the Vallejo normal line of paints. And yeah, I mean, it thinned beautifully, but it just scratched like it was nothing. Like you breathed at it wrong and it just scratched. It was terrible. But again, it's water-based, so I guess I couldn't expect too much there, right? Let's see. Enrico says, unfortunately, I can't. Through Javier Gumpla Uruguay, though Javier Gumpla Uruguay usually buys some when he travels to Argentina. Ah, man. The rules, man. The rules. Crazy. Enrico says, it'd be cool to try that with some acrylics, yeah. Let's see. Running from the high grade GPO1. Interesting. It's probably an older kit, so I don't know. It might have something to do with the chemical makeup. I don't know. Model color, that was it. Thank you, Enrico. Yes, but he says I work with Mecha color nowadays. Yeah, from what I understand, that's like a completely different mix. But yeah, it was the model color. It was their OG line that I tried to mix that with Mr. Color Leveling Thinner. And like I said, it thinned and sprayed beautifully. But it, like I said, you looked at it the wrong way and scratch. Yeah. Bill says, I want to say I found it worked with Army Painter and Citadel. The ones I tried with also have some priming compounds in the paint itself, so probably a bit more durable, right? Model color, yeah, it's just fucking paint. It just sits on the surface, and it's, you know, it's good for like minis and, you know, models that don't need to move, right? Or have surfaces come in contact with each other. Great for that. But for Gunpla that does move, pose, you know, surfaces contact each other, yeah, it's not great. It's not great. All right, so kids, let me try one thing here real quick. One moment. We're going to duplicate. I want to test something in StreamerBot, so hang on. Let's see. Okay. That's good there. Let's see. One second here, kiddos. 1 second here. All right, let's test this and see what we have. Copy that. Paste it there. Boom. And run it. How do we? Fuck. Okay, I gotta make a button for this. 1 sec. Okay, cool. So I figured out a thing. Yeah. Thank you, Enrico. Thank you. Let him cook, boy. Let me cook for a second. Jeez. Let me cook. All right. I need the Stream Deck app open there, and then I need to add a StreamerBot action there, And this action is called... Where is the drop down? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Boom. Good. Okie dokie. So, let's test this and see if it works. Oh! Okay. Worked for YouTube. Yes! It worked for Twitch as well. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Okay. So, aside from the shop announcement and everything, so what I found in StreamerBot, I was not... I tried to, when I do the question of the day, right, I will blast it. I have a button on my Stream Deck that I can just, press, type in the question of the day, press it, boom, it posts to YouTube, and it should be posting to Twitch. But my oversight with Twitch is that number one, it never went through. But my oversight is that I was never signed into Twitch on StreamerBot, which is a necessity, obviously, in retrospect. So there we go. Yay! Right there on Twitch. That's excellent. And yeah, for those of you guys that missed it, that link right there, you can press to get signed up. That will be the link for the new shop. So t-shirts, hoodies, hats, stickers, everything will be there soon. It's not live yet, but it will be soon. Sign up on there to get notified when it does go live. There will be an exclusive sale for the beginning and everything like that. So yeah. Now, for the people that sign up to get notified, we're gonna do a little bit of a better sale, simply because you got, you signed up and everything. So yeah, it would, if you're interested, it would behoove you to sign up. So and then that way, yeah, good shit. Hell yeah. Real quick, let me see one other thing. Bear with me 1 second here, kiddos. Let me see. Let me cook. Come on. Yes. There we frickin' are. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so let's real quick go on a field trip. Let's go on a field trip. Let's see. Hang on. Bill says, wait, you have to be signed up you have to be signed in to post in chat? No, you don't say. Oh, just kidding. Easy to overlook having to sign in on an outside app site overlay. Yeah, exactly. And I just didn't even think about it. You know what I mean? I was so used to just, plugging in chats into into YouTube on StreamerBot that I didn't even think about actually signing in to Twitch on StreamerBot. So I'm like, whatever. But all good. That's permanently signed in now, so StreamerBot should be good to go. But here, let's go on a field trip. Let's do a display capture. Hang on 1 second. Let's get... Bloop. There we go. And then... let's go. All right, so here you go. Here's, a little preview. I'm not going to click on these, but you can kind of see what I've got loaded in thus far. Let's go 40. That, we can see the whole current catalog. So a lot of old favorites, some new, but yeah, as you can see, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, stickers, all that good stuff. Here are the two that I ordered samples from, so obviously that's showing a purchase, quote unquote. But yeah, man, really, really good stuff here for our little fourth wall shop. So yeah, really like the Albion t-shirt. And I'll be honest with you, this Anaheim Electronics 0096 shirt, one of my faves. Yeah, so good stuff. We're getting the catalog up and running. Yeah. Yep. So good stuff. Good stuff there. Anywho, let's go back camera 2. We're done with the field trip. Let's see. Bill says we are going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky. I don't even have kids, but got exposed to that song. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Anywho. All right, let's get back to work, yeah? What time is it? 1:06. All right, cool. Sweet. Good timing. All right, let's get back to it. All right, boom. Let's go back to super zoom. Oh, yeah, here real quick. Todd, by the way, Tim, what did you think of the Tall Geese 3 wing pic I sent you? Dude, that was way more complex than, you know, the line art, right? Yeah, I replied back to you on Facebook, but what I'd say, Todd, is, let me, real quick, we may do another field trip. Hang on. Let me see. Because I kind of want to show everybody the picture that you sent real quick. Let's see. Come on. Why can't I click on it? Frickin' frack. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do another field trip here. So this is the wing that Todd was talking about yesterday, that he lost its, you know, twin. And then looking at this is from the Tall Geese 3. So looking at the line art of the Tall Geese, they did a lot here with this wing, because it was just a plain solid piece of plastic essentially that they had, you know, for the line art and everything. And this is way more complex than the line art version is. This is crazy, like, you know, the amount of lines and stuff that they, you know, plugged in on this thing. Dare I say too much. This is, in my opinion, way too busy. But yeah, this is the wing that Todd was talking about. So yeah, dude, that's kind of crazy, right? That's kind of crazy. He says it's from the real grade. Yeah. It's complex. Yeah, tell me about it, right? And like I said, Todd, what I would venture to say is this. Trying to recreate it could be a fun little project. It could be something that, you know, you try. You know, you may not end up being happy with it. You go search for a new one, but, you know, the learning comes from the trying. You know what I mean? So I mean, shit, if it was me, I'd try to give it a go to replicate it and just see if I could do it. You know what I mean? Try to get the pattern down at very least and see what I could do with it. But, you know, again, that's up to you. Either way, if you're looking for like a straight, you know, one-to-one copy or an extra part, I would probably say post in some of the sales groups on Facebook and just put feelers out there. See if anybody has this particular part and see if they would like, you know, see if they would part with it, you know, and yeah. Just, you know, cast a line out there, see if you get any nibbles. So that's what I would do personally. So, but yeah, that's a very complex part, dude. That's way over complex, in my opinion. But yeah, whew, that's a lot. All right, let's get back to Super Zoom. But yeah, man, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Bill says, I still say just scratch build both wings, or you could do that. Yeah, you could definitely do that. You can make them however you want. Only thing you need to copy is the connection point. Yeah. And I think that's easy enough to do if you are scratch building it from plastic sheet. Yeah. Yeah, Todd says I could create something you know, similar to that. He says, I think I will do that, Bill. See, there you go. Nice. Yeah. Give it a go. Could, like I said, it could be a really fun project. Could be a really fun project. Honestly, what you could do, you could search around the house for supplies, bread clips, you know, make a nice little resource for plastic sheet. You know, some of those scrap plastic things you could cut, you know, flat plastic sheet out of and try to whittle on that and see what you could do. It'd be a great project for this week's Zero Parts Given. As a good segue. But yeah, who knows? Give it a shot. Todd says, that is why I said the other night that I should invest in a 3D printer next year. Aw, man. 3D printers are great. Don't get me wrong. 3D printers are great. They have their uses. But there's nothing quite like going straight old school and doing it with your two hands. Trust me. Very, very fulfilling. Let me get our drink here. Oh, so much better. All right. Kind of getting a little energy going here, kiddos. Getting a little energy going. Oh, yeah, here you go. Brandon says old gift cards are ABS but can still be used. Abso-freaking-lutely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, good call. Good call all around. Alrighty. Right there. Perfect. Alrighty, so back on this thing, we need to bring this line up to get the other side for this corner piece here. So we're going to use this little tape guide that I made. And right there, that seems to be the perfect alignment. There we go. All right, so we've got our outside borders for this corner piece set in. Perfect. Now, the last line that we need to kind of wrap around this crazy big bevel here is right here at the end. gonna be a bit harder. Let me... Right there. All right, so I have a visual reference of exactly where to kind of stop this line, right? Sorry, this is a weird angle for me. Especially being right-handed here, because this is not a good angle for being right-handed. If I was, God, if I was ambidextrous, this would, scribing would be a fucking breeze. There we go. All right, as those lines are set, so we can go to depth now. Right down here at this corner, we're actually scribing through super glue, because there's a pre-molded detail right there, and we're scribing right through the middle of it, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. That just goes to show you, you can do it. All right, let's get this corner piece connected here. There we go. Very good, very good. All right. All right, excellent. All right, so that corner piece is now scribed in. Now let's compare and contrast. That looks really freaking good. All right, cool. So there are the two pieces. Very nice. Very nice. Jolly good. All right, this is the one we're working with here. All right, so now that we've got that set in, now everything else should pretty much fall into place. So we're gonna go back and use the edge of the 1, 2, 3 blocks. We're gonna use our scribing jig, and was it 4 millimeters? I can't remember, damn it. Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. Hang on. Was it? Was it? Yeah, it was. Okay. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to have to hold this in my hand and do it this way. Yeah. All right. So, good deal. Very nice. All right, perfect. So, let's get all the debris out of there. Very good. Swing this guy back around here. Clear that out. Let's go from the other side just to get a nice smooth line. Boom. Very good. All right, excellent. All right, so we've got our line here. Now we can make these other two lines here at the bottom. Time check 1:21. All right, perfect. All right, so let's see. Let's get caught up just real quick on the chat. Todd says I have no energy today, dude. Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. I kind of felt it myself. Let's see. Bill says, okay, so the 0 parts given front, I have made 1 thruster using cheap stuff bought. I am deciding how I want to use this other item that is scavenged to show off thinking outside the box. Was thinking a housing for 3 thruster bells. Nice. But it could be so much more. Just thinking. Excellent. Excellent. Hobby X Core over there on Twitch. He says, "Yo, I missed your stream last night. You just had ended." Oh, dude. It's always about minutes, right? It's always about those minutes. That sucks, man. Hey, catch the replay, dude. Catch the replay. And you're here now, so that's what really matters, right? Hell yeah. Let's see. Bill says, we'll likely make it a thruster bell housing, like for attaching to a backpack. I like this. Brian says, finally on my break, what'd I miss? You missed Tim doing the truffle shuffle. Exactly. I did. I totally did. That's what I did that. Definitely. I did that. Yeah. Dang. Kidding. No, he's not. I actually did that. I did that. Hobby X Core says, what material are you working with? So this right here, this is the front skirt, modified front skirt for the Hyaku Shiki 2.0, right? On last night's stream, we went through the process of plating the upper part here, got all of the surfaces plated, everything cleaned up, angles perfect, all that good stuff, and now we are putting in the panel line pattern, and if it was on screen, Jesus Christ, there we go. So we're basically duplicating this onto there, right? So a few more steps to go, but it's looking really freaking good. Really, really good. Matches everything, you know, kind of the aesthetic for the rest of the piece and all of that. So very happy with how this is looking so far. So yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking. He wants to know what other platform are you on also. So we're basically on YouTube and Twitch. So yeah, both at the same time. Yep, just YouTube and Twitch for right now. Maybe others in the future, but for right now, that's enough. So, yep. But, yeah, dude, Hobby X Core, thank you for watching, buddy. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Alrighty. So, let's get back to work, yeah? Let's get these details set in here. Now, I think what we'll go ahead and do number one is mark this right there so we kind of know where to stop with this line here, right? And that'll be the next line that we carve in. Now this is going to be real easy because we just need our 2mm scribing jig for this, and we just basically hang it right off the edge. And yeah, it's just very, very straightforward. Yeah, there we go. All right, actually, we're just going to bloop, hang it right there off of this edge here, and tilt this just a little bit so that I can see it a bit easier, because we're steadying this on the 1, 2, 3 blocks, right? And let's get this. Get this line set. There we go. There's our stop point. Bloop. Bloop. Right there. All right. So we're just setting this long ass line. Just like that. All right, cool. So let's bring this now to depth. Since we've got the line set, make sure that corner is nice and sharp right there. Very good, very good. All right. Boom. Word. All right, cool. So that line's set, like I said, very easy to do. So one step closer. Now we need to get this line right here, and that again should be pretty simple with our 4mm scribing jig here. Now I'm gonna have to tilt this back up so that I can see this and get this locked into the actual oh, you motherfucker. Okay. Sorry, kids. All right, here we go. Get that locked in on the surface there, because it was sliding around on me, and there we go. Come on, come on, come on. There. All right. So I'm going to stop there. The line's set. Just need to clear out the debris in there because it was going to ramp out of that. It was definitely going to ramp out of that. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Get that out of there. Clean that line. Get this back in frame. All right, now let's get this guy to depth. We'll go this direction here. Ugh. Oh, the skipping, the skipping. I hate this plastic. God. This plastic is just gnarly as shit. But that's what you get with the base semi-transparent plastic, you know. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, so we got the surface lines done. Perfect. Excellent. Finito. So we're good there. All right, so a few more things that we need to do with this, and then we can kind of call it donezo. All right. Let's see. Brandon says, shout out to USA Gundam Store. I fat-fingered Brian's email when sending him his gift card. Their customer service got me squared away in under 5 minutes. Fast and friendly. Hell yeah. Love hearing that. Love hearing that, dude. Gio says, I have a question.
We have a question.
He says, when I have tried to add details with styrene sheets, plot plate, I've noticed that the piece I'm adding, it melts to the part. I have only used Tamiya extra thin glue. Yeah, so Gio, the thing is with that type of glue, it's a solvent-based glue, right? So that's what it does. It dissolves partially the plastic, so it welds it together, right? So these are my two of choice. Well, this is really my solvent glue of choice here. But yeah, that's really what it should be doing, is melting those pieces together, and you'll get a little squeeze out of the, from the parts and everything. So yeah. Now, I like Plastic Magic, but to me is, similar. Plastic Magic, I think, can do a little bit more, but, you're splitting hairs at that point. So it should be doing that. That's kind of the expected behavior, right? And then he says, should I use CA glue? So Gio, there's pros and cons on both, right? There's completely pros and cons on both. With now mind you, with the plating that we did last night, I used super glue simply because of the speed, right? I can work really fast with the super glue. And that's what, kind of how I got this. And then same, with this twin here. Now, in some instances, using super glue or CA glue is sometimes not the best route to go, right? Sometimes you need a little bit more time for placement. Like with this strip right here, I wanted to make sure that this was properly lined up there in the middle, because this is a complex curvy surface here, right? So I wanted to make sure I had it exactly where I wanted it. So with this, I did use, Plastic Magic to lay this piece down here. Now, there's a couple things that you need to keep in mind about the different adhesives, right? So let me kind of show you what I mean here, right? So say for instance you're gluing this big honking piece to some other part, right? Now what's going to happen with super glue or CA glue, that's all going to crystallize virtually at the same time because it's a chemical process, and it just does that. It's catalyst, basically. So it's all going to cure at once. It's going to have the same holding power across the board. Everything's good. Now, where super glue gets its real strength from is surface area. The more surface area, the higher the strength that this is going to hold on to the piece, right? So that's why super glue is kind of great in like a plating situation, kind of you know, like these are small, so these, you know, are kind of, you know, 50-50, but in larger situations with larger pieces like this, you know, I would probably use super glue simply for that. Now, the downside for a solvent glue, like your, you know, Tamiya Extra Thin, is that it's going to cure kind of on the perimeter first and then kind of work its way in, and this middle part here is going to be the last, you know, part to cure, right? And this middle part, depending on the size of the piece, it could stay gummy for weeks, months. It possibly could never fully cure at that point too. So you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons a little bit as well. Now, is it going to be detrimental to your piece? Probably not. But, you know, if you need, you know, positioning time and everything, that's where, you know, the solvent-based glue is really, really good. Now, you can also get, you know, a thicker cure super glue that gives you a little bit more work time in terms of that placement and everything. Those are all possibilities. But for large plates like this, I would usually go with, you know, super glue, but that's just me. So yeah, food for thought, but that's kind of, you know, when I kind of decide between the two. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that's a good question there, Gio. That's a good question, buddy. Hey, Hobby X Core, he's over there. He's over here on YouTube now. Welcome. He says, I dig the custom building. Is that a custom jig? These are scribing jigs. These are made by our good friend Colin, Mr. High Craig, at High Craig on all of your favorite social media platforms. I think, did Bill post the link? He did, yeah, he did. I'll get to that here in a second. But in response to Geo, Bill says, Tamiya Extra Thin is a solvent. It melts polystyrene, so the two pieces meld into one part. CA glue, super glue, uses a chemical reaction to form a plastic-like compound to hold items together. Yeah, and surface area matters. You know, like I said, the higher surface area, the more hold that you're going to get. And Brandon says, using too much plastic cement, if it's melting that bad, Tamiya is supposed to melt the plastic just a little so it chemically welds the parts together. Yeah. CA glue might work better depending on the part, thickness of the material, etc. Exactly. Yeah, and there's the show me what you bought. You can get the jigs there. Yeah. And these are really great if you're scribing or measuring and you need accurate measurements. These come in 0.5 millimeter increments, all the way up to, I think the straight jigs go up to 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 is the highest. And then all the way down to 0.5 millimeter. And these are basically just that. They're scribing jigs. I actually started using these. I scratch built a bunch of these back in the day. All of these, right? And Colin was watching my stream and he's just like, hey dude, can I 3D print them? Can I take that idea, 3D print them and sell them? And I'm like, yeah, have at it. So that's what he did. And yeah, he's made some really awesome little tools here, which I use all the damn time. And then he's also got it in a couple different other flavors here, because you can get them in a 45-degree angle and then also a 60-degree angle. So they come in real handy if you're scribing or doing layouts or measuring or something like that, especially on an edge. Oh, they're great. They're freaking great. Very accurate too, might I add. You can cut, so I use like a pair of 1, 2, 3 blocks here, just kind of as a building platform, right? And what I'll do is I'll take Dymo tape. That's kind of my scribe tape of choice, and you know, you can hang, like this is a 2mm scribing jig here, right? And I'll hang it, I'll put it right on the edge here, put the Dymo tape right up underneath, and then press down real nice and hard, lock that in, cut along there, and then you can basically have a 2mm, you know, strip of tape. So really super nice, especially to scribe, but also for measuring and cutting and all sorts of fun uses. So yeah, really, really great tools that, you know, Colin has made up. He's got some other things on there too. So yeah, and Colin's such a great guy, man. He's freaking awesome. So yeah. Yeah, Hobby X course. So the link is just above. Bill posted it there in the YouTube chat. The show me what you bought, or show me what you bought. Or is he still even? Is that guy still in business? Let me see. I don't know if show me what you bought is. Oh, I guess he. Well, huh. Yeah. See, it looks like. Looks like he's, because I know he's going out of business soon. You know what? Let's get Colin's. What's Colin's? Shit. What is Colin's? You know, website here. Hang on. Let me grab that. Let's see, in the community, here we go. I can actually see the community on the desktop now, you guys, it's great. All right, let's see. There it is. All right, let me get the link here for Colin's store site here, because you can buy directly from Colin as well. Here we go. Bloop. There we go. Yeah, there's Colin's. It's actually, that's Colin's store. And yeah, he just 3D prints them off. Really, really good stuff. And yeah, you can get on there and yeah, order away. He's got chamfering guides. He's got a jig to make vents and things like that. He's got the straight scribing jigs. He's got 30, 60, and 45 degree angle scribing jigs on there as well. Like I said, super useful tools. They're great. Yeah, they're freaking great. So, yeah. Where would we leave off? Where did we leave off? Gio says, I stopped scribing on which of Mercury kits on this kit. You're getting skipping with those kits. Chisel feels like it's melting the plastic. You don't get the line of leftover plastic. Yeah, well, like I said, this this plastic is brittle, and it's a big pain in the ass. Big pain in the ass, because the opaque plastic, you know, this stuff here, it scribes like butter. And you know, looking at especially the old Zaku, the remix Zaku and everything, I'm looking at it, and especially the lines that I scribed in, you know, years and years ago. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, the clarity of the lines and all of that is so crystal clear on this plastic compared to the lines on this Shiki plastic. It's nuts, right? As you can see, I mean, they're just very, very sharp, no skipping, just, yeah, really good. So yeah, this plastic is challenging. So probably not a great starter project for just coming back into the hobby after 5+ years. But yeah, it is what it is. Bill says, Gio, it sounds like you used solvent to adhere the styrene, then didn't give it enough time to cure, so the styrene was still soft. Oh, got it. Okay, so yeah. Oh, from what? From the chisel, Gio. Okay. Sorry, didn't put 2 and 2 together. He says, I think maybe you were using too large a piece of styrene. Yeah, maybe. Hobby X-Core Game Changer. Tape doesn't work for me. Depends on the tape, I think. It depends on the tape, right? Yeah, and there we go. Bill, great minds think alike. What type of tape are you using? There you go. Let's see. Already posted the link. Colin said yes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah. So Bill and I, great minds think alike, right? There you go. Sold out. No, what a game changer. They are, yeah. Kelvin's with us. Hello, soldiers. Have I missed the battle? You missed me doing the truffle shuffle, Kelvin. Because I did that. I did. We told Brian. I did that. Bill says, yeah, I had to go to his Facebook page for a direct link. Yeah, exactly. Hobby X-Core Race Studios stuff was a waste, if I'm being honest. They have some good stuff. They have some stuff. Yeah. Bill says, okay, Tim uses Dymo embossing tape that he cuts to size and shape. Hyaku tape is decent. Tamiya tape is okay. Avoid most others. Yeah. Tamiya scribing tape. Yeah, so it's probably, what I'm guessing is it's probably the tape for curved or whatever. If that's the case, Hobby X-Core, then it's a little soft because it's mainly, obviously Tamiya is mainly for masking and stuff like that, so it's not as rigid, say, as like your Dymo, old school Dymo tape here, or your where is it? The what is this stuff? Madworks scribing tape. I forget who makes this, or Haiku, or somebody, one of those guys. But this actually has kind of those, marked lines. I think those are 1 millimeter. Yeah, probably 1 millimeter in spacing there and everything. I think this is Haiku. I don't know. I hardly ever use this just because it's not my tape of choice. Yeah, I mean, you could do crazy stuff, especially with the Dymo tape because it has the backing on it. So you can lay it down, cut different shapes and everything, use it as a stencil to scribe outside of the tape, and works really well. Works really, really well. Now, for curved surfaces and things like that, you're always going to have a challenge. Now, the thing with curved surfaces, what I find to be very helpful is that it's the percentage of surface area that the tape comes in contact with. So for curved surfaces, it's important to cut this down into thinner strips so that a higher percentage of the tape itself comes in contact with the surface of the piece. So with those smaller pieces, a lot more of the surface area is going to come in contact with the piece, so it's going to hold onto the curves a lot better. Now this is obviously much more rigid than to me a curved masking tape or what have you. So it doesn't have a lot of give in trying to curve it particularly. But in terms of the surface, yeah, I think you're gonna be in a lot better luck cutting it into smaller strips and things like that. So yeah. Bill says, I find the Hyaku to work well. To me, is decent on curved surfaces. Gio says, MadWorks made that line. Was it MadWorks? I didn't know. Like I said, I inherited that stuff. I don't really use it myself. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, anyway, time check, 1:49. All right, cool. So, let's get this... Let's get the scribing done here on this part. We just got a little bit more, and then we're going to lower this surface here and kind of call this a day at that point. Now we need to. Was it 3 millimeters that I did this on? No. Was it 2 millimeters that I did this on? No. Was it 2.5 millimeters that I scribed on this thing? Yes. There we go. Perfect. All right. So using, again, 2.5 millimeter, we're going to rest it right here on the surface. We're going to cut a nice 0.3 mil line right across the edge here from line to line. And that's going to basically act and simulate a hinge in this piece. That's kind of what I'm kind of envisioning, thinking about anyways here. All right, and let's go back to super zoom. There we go. Rock and roll. All right, so there's the directionality of this plastic. See, it's in this direction. It's scribing super smooth, almost like it's opaque plastic. Okie dokie. No, that's a good segue. I think we got it set in here anyways. Oof, yeah. Ugh. Yep, see, it's skipping and stair-stepping and all of that in that direction. But in this direction, super smooth. So yeah, this fucking base plastic has definite directionality. And it's super annoying. Super freaking annoying. All right. We got that in there. Let's clean it up a bit. We got it set to depth. We're good to go there. Clean up these edge lines here. Get all the debris out of there. Very nice. All right, clean up the very ends of this line. There we are. Jolly good. All right, cool. So get that guy out of there. Perfect. All right, so now we got a couple notches we got to set into this thing. And for that, we're going to go a little bit bigger. We're going to go 0.6. And for this, let's see if we can see it here in the light. Yeah, you kind of see it there. Right, that guy right there, and that guy right there, right? So, looking good there, and that's about what, a millimeter and a half in from each side. Yeah, all right, cool. So I'm just gonna freehand this right about there. That cleaned out.
All right. There's the first notch. Let's get the second one in here. Right about there. Okay. Looking good. Very nice. All right. This is pretty much good to go. All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So, chisel discipline. Let's get the 3.3 back in here. Just to clean up the edges where those notches connected. Just like that. Get that schmutz out of there. Come on now. There we go. Perfect. All right. So there we are. We've got our scribing pattern set in. So that nicely mirrors the other skirt that we've got here. So we're looking good in terms of the pattern itself. Now, one last thing that we got to do with this is we've got to lower the side like we did here on the other skirt. So we're just basically taking off about a 0.5 millimeter on there, and you can kind of see how that dips down a little bit, right? So that's what we'll do next. So there's a good amount of plastic here, probably about 1.25 millimeters at this edge, so we can definitely take off a good amount here and still be perfectly fine in terms of rigidity and structure and all of that good stuff. So this was kind of a no-brainer to lower this surface. Now we're just gonna start with the hobby knife. Okay, and I'm just trying to get at least one, the one side here to the kind of the depth that I want it, right? So I'm just comparing these two, maybe a little bit more, a little bit lower here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we will lower the other side to match. Okay, a little bit more. We're almost there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scrape the rest of it down here. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now what we'll do is get our little sanding stick here that Burke sent us. These come in real handy for this type of thing. And we're just going to even out this surface here. Yeah, that's a nice consistent width all the way across. That's lowered a nice bit there. So now we just need to finish this off. Just scrape this down to where it's nice and smooth here. Very nice. All right, and yeah, there we go. Booyah. There you can you can see how that surface is lowered a little bit, right? So that's looking really, really quite nice. All right, so let's get the inner frame on both of these guys here. And the big test now is to pop both of these on here to the front skirt. Kind of see how they look. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That looks very, very good. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. That's gonna look really good with the rest of our mods. Yeah. Hell yeah. So there we go. Real nice. All right, I'll leave that right there. Let's get caught up in the chat here. Excuse me, but we're gonna punch the clock here in a few minutes here, kids. But let's get caught up here real quick while I leave this on here. Geo says, I guess everyone has taken different paths in this hobby. Oh, absolutely, dude. And no two paths are the same either, you know. And you have to realize that everybody's journey's different, you know. So it's just, yeah, like with life experiences, I guess, too, right? Everybody's is different. So yeah. But Gio says, I do all my curve and circle scribing, and Tamiya is my tape of choice for curves and circles. Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, then go with that. You know what I mean? Different strokes for different folks, you know? I just kind of explain what has worked for me in the past and what I continue to use. Yeah. Brian? Banned. Done. He said plot plate. Blech. Bill says, Gio, everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, and that forms the core of our individual styles. Hell yeah. We can all learn from each other. Fuck yeah, that's why we do this, right? And Gio says, yeah, that's why I said that everyone has taken different paths in this hobby, and we have ended here for more knowledge. Aw, there you go. Oh, did you? You might have this. I'm just looking at it on the, oh yeah, message retracted. It still came through on the universal chat. Plot plate. Banned. No. It's just funny. Anyway, no worries.
Let's see. Bill says, I remember doing experiments with Tamiya tape on curved surfaces. Since it was a bit soft and had some give, I tried applying CA glue on the outside to harden it and keep it in place. Very messy to clean up. Ooh, I don't know. Let's see. Gio says, I'm not going to start on the real grade Sazabi. I remember I was scribing the 172nd Regalt. Maybe I can prime it this weekend. I will post pics. That kit has a lot of round pieces, and I use Tamiya tape. Nice. Hell yeah. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Post some pictures there, Gio. Bill says, so in the miniatures world, a lot of European guys don't use hobby knives. They use scalpels. Yeah, like actual surgical grade scalpels. Anyone here have experience with that? I know several people I recall seeing, that have used scalpels in the past. Yeah. I mean, obviously they're going to work really well. They're going to be very, very sharp. But I don't know. I just think there's, you're going to run into the law of diminishing returns with that. Like, honestly, how sharp is too sharp? How sharp is sharp enough? Those are all the questions that, one would have to ask themselves. And then also, I don't know what the price of a scalpel is compared to, a hobby blade or hobby knife or anything, but, that could potentially be something there too, So, Brian says, hey, Tim, if I recall, you said you were moving to North Carolina earlier than you thought, like in the next couple of months earlier. Probably not the next couple of months, but, maybe by the end of this year. November, December-ish, maybe. So, yeah, there's a possibility that might happen, Brian. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's still a lot of variables to do with that, especially, this whole endeavor. And if I have to go get a job or something, if this doesn't, kind of have an uptick in the next month or two. So, yeah, it's still kind of up in the air. And then obviously, I want to make sure that Amber is good at school. Obviously before I move, a couple 100 miles away. And so yeah, there's variables in play that will determine that, whether that's, going to happen or not. Yeah. Gio says, I tried using scalpels. They are good for cutting tape, but replacing the blade is very dangerous. Ooh, yeah. See, I don't know about all that. I don't know. Todd says, looking good, Tim. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Bill says, left on by the white styrene. There are you scraped down. There is a ramp up right next to the added styrene, or so it looks. Oh, on yeah, we'll see what I did. Which one did I? Yeah, so I right here with this one, right? I chamfered the edges. I forgot about that. Around the bottom here and kind of along there. So yeah, so you can kind of see, especially here on the corner right there, you can kind of see that chamfered edge. Oh yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it right there in the light. Yeah. So yeah, I chamfered that edge a little bit. So that might be what you're seeing, Bill, because this is just straight 90-degree angles there. So yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, see on this side, you can see that right there, especially in the shadows, that chamfer along the bottom edge there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I dig it. I dig it. So we'll just We'll leave that guy right there. Perfect. All right, let's go back to camera 2. Finish this guy out here. Left one and the area. Left one by the white styrene. The area you scraped down, there is a ramp up right next to... Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably have to go back and refine, but it looks good enough for right now. But I'll go back. For demonstration purposes, it's good enough. May not be perfect, but it's good enough. But I'll go back and refine things and all of that. So yeah. Yeah, Brian says, LOL, I thought I deleted it. Yeah, so when it comes through on the Universal chat, if you deleted it through YouTube, it won't delete it on the Universal chat. And I just read the Universal chat to highlight the comments and everything. So if you do delete it, it'll probably come through and I'll probably see it. So, yeah. Got to be quick with the deletion before it comes through on the Universal. Bill says you did. It goes to his outside app before you can. Yeah, exactly. Dang, tried to be sneaky. Eric Bennett's with us. Hey guys, good evening. Just wanted to say I pre-ordered the Ashtray Noir. I only have one blue Ashtray. Ever want to get one that's different and rare and going to sit in the backlog now that I think. Nice. At least you're honest, Eric. At least you're honest, buddy. Brian says, no worries, Tim. It just popped up in my head. But yes, definitely build that foundation in life. Hell yeah. Another ashtray. No. Gio says, replacing one of those scalpels, you can slice your hand open. Too dangerous, I think, is not worth the risk. Yeah, dude. Eric just ordered an Exia. Who did a Bandai wish list? Fuck you, Gio. Damn it. Don't. Son of a bitch. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. God. Gio with his Bandai wish list of curses and stuff here, dude. Jeez. Todd says, I just got my x-ray test results and they found wear and tear in the upper part of my neck in the back. Oh man, Todd, I'm sorry about that, dude. So what are they gonna do there, bud? So for those of you that aren't, aware, Todd gave us some information last night, unfortunately. So he's got some shaking in, I guess, one arm, right, Todd? And I guess it's now due to some of the nerves, in his spine. So it looks like he just got the x-ray results and, found some wear and tear in the upper part of his neck and the back. Man, that's fucking rough, dude. Yeah, Bill says, heavy wear and tear or what? Doc said my x-rays looked like a 65-year-old, so I feel you. Todd says I have to see another doctor, a specialist. Okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely see somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about, because that's not simple stuff. That's not simple stuff. So, yeah. Let's see, Brian says, the ashtray, though, overdone. I've been liking it slowly more and more. It's like a virus. That purple ashtray is my favorite. I forgot what it was called. Oh, God. How many variants of ashtray do we have now at this point? Like a dozen, at least? If not more? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, anywho. All right, kiddos. Let's go back to camera 1 here. I think that's where we're going to call it for the day. Oh, man. Yeah. Now it's time to get to work. So, all right, kiddos. We're going to be back here tomorrow night. So, Wednesday nighttime stream. Yep, good question there, Brian. So, Tim, what's the schedule again? Good call. So, the new schedule now, we only stream one a day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. And then Tuesday and Thursday, we're on at noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. So, schedule accordingly. I have started to schedule all of the live streams on YouTube on Sunday. So you can go onto YouTube and hit the like notify me or something like that, and you should get a notification. When we go live and all that good stuff, and it'll have the times and dates and everything as well. So very convenient for that. So yeah. So. But yeah, we're on the new schedule this week, guys. We're on the new schedule. So, Bill says, hope they don't put you through the same stuff I went through. They put electrical prongs in my spine and various parts of body to test nerve signals by running small electric current. Ooh, god damn. God damn. E Swank says, have a good one. Buddy, take care, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Todd says, I think I'm going to be resting for a few hours this afternoon. I get tired easily. Man, that fucking sucks, dude. I really do hope you get better, man. I really do. That's terrible. He says, I have to get my monthly B12 on the 29th since I'm also anemic. Fuck my life. Jesus. Well, buddy, rest up. Rest up, yeah? Yeah. Let's see, as Eastwank and Brian were talking, was here all stream, but don't really know what to say. It's all good, man. Brian says, you guys got the Frankenstein treatment, I swear. For real, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Todd, definitely keep us posted, man. Holy shit, dude. Definitely keep us posted. Julie says, thanks, Tim. Jay, thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I really do. It's these types of things that I really kind of go over on. These are cool. I love the little cartoon guy. The fucking drool. The drool. Why did you guys have to add the drool coming out the side of his mouth? I mean, the crazy eyes are one thing, but the drool? Oh, who did this? My God. Oh, hey, there's Pete. When and where to buy merch. Pete, you missed it. Here, let me, boom, right there. Go sign up, Pete. Go sign up. It's a temporary sign up page, but that will be the link for the new shop. Go sign up, get notified when it's live. Still got a bunch of work to do, load in a bunch of different products and all that. We took a little field trip and showed kind of the behind the scenes of some of the stuff or a little bit earlier. So yeah, once we finish here, rewind that, take a look. So yeah, some old stuff, some new stuff, all stuff. Yeah, some good stuff. So, yep. Anyway, Brian says, later guys, stay easy and remember, be a master of none but oneself. Ooh, that's good. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Todd says, I so want to buy that shirt that you had on, Tim, when I get some more money. Oh, the Mecha Army? Yeah, dude, I love that shirt, dude. Like, the shirt itself is so fucking comfortable. It's like, it instantly became my favorite shirt. And mind you, I could say that just to try and sell shirts, but I'm not doing that. Like, it literally is now my favorite shirt. It's soft, it fits right. I don't know about you guys, but my preference in like necks, like neck openings and everything, I don't like the wide, loosey-goosey neck openings. I like them a little bit tighter, kind of like this, right? I just think it's a better look. And that shirt is just like this. It's perfect. This is the same company. This is by a company called Gildan. They're a big, apparel manufacturer, obviously, and that's kind of who I went with for the shirt model, and it's just really nice. It's like a good medium weight shirt, soft as well. I was kind of surprised by how soft it was. So yeah, it's good shit. And the hoodie. Now, like I said before, the hoodie itself, I actually bought 3 blank hoodies from my local Hobby Lobby back 2 years ago or so, and I live in those things when I'm just, dicking around the house and everything during, the fall and winter and all that. If I'm just straight bumming it, like, I will be in my athletic gray hoodie non-stop in my sweatpants and everything, and I'm just, so comfortable. It's the same hoodie. It's the same exact hoodie, and I was so excited about that. I'm like, I can get designs on the same hoodie that I wear all the time? Yeah. Fuck yeah. So, hell yeah, it's good stuff. Gio says, if you have nothing to say, just throw crazy shit like I do. We will send him into different rabbit holes and tangents. I mean, true. That is true. Yeah, he's wearing says, yeah, sounds good, Gio. You guys are terrible. Anyway, all right, you guys. That is where we're gonna cut it for today. You guys have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. Build something cool. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Come on back for that. And stay tuned for the end credits. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.